Hi, I'm Jon McComb from the World Today program here on CKNW, and I'm here in support of the VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation and their fundraising effort to try to build a new state-of-the-art mental health facility at Vancouver General Hospital. We were over touring the old facility just a few days ago, and believe me, it is more than past time for a brand new facility. And so that's what the Hospital Foundation is trying to accomplish. Now, we have talked with the administrators and some of the staff at Vancouver General over the last several weeks, but today we talked to the parents of a patient who are supporting the Foundation's campaign by telling us the story of their mentally ill daughter. And I'm pleased to welcome Mel Ackerman and his wife, Ellen Flanders. Mel and Ellen, thank you for coming down today. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Hello, thank you.
The story involves your daughter, Tracy. Mel, tell us about her mental health issues.
Tracy is 37, and she's lived a very normal life until about the age of 29. She is bright. She went to private school, went to university, got a business administration degree. Everything was going very well, we thought. I did get divorced from my previous wife in 93 when Tracy was just starting university. And things seemed to go well. And out of the blue, it was quite a shock. We were advised by one of her close friends that she had in fact been deluding a lot and had been harassing a young man who she had dated, and she was believing that there was a very strong relationship there that in fact was not the case. The major shock came just a few weeks later when the police became involved. Tracy has, in 8 years, has never believed that she has an illness. She believes at times that she is the star of a reality show focusing on her relationship, and has acted upon that delusion in many different ways, but generally traveling to arrange romantic get-togethers, honeymoon or wedding. She's tried to hire the aquarium, Vancouver Aquarium, where she used to work at one point in their marketing department, to host a major party. There's been many issues over the years, and throughout this 8 years, she's been hospitalized probably 8 or 9 times, some for short term, some for quite long.
And does she, when she's in hospital being treated, do the delusions go away?
I'd say they become stronger and stronger over the period of time. The difference medication and hospitalization makes is she's far less manic when she's on medication. The major problem is that they won't force medication. It's a voluntary thing with an adult, which Tracy is, obviously, and quite competent to make those decisions on her own, they believe. Sometimes I question that right that each individual may have when it comes to medication, but Tracy is very able to dictate her own terms of how she expects to live her life, and it's been very difficult. So it has helped being in hospital. She's definitely at times become far less manic, has become better able to communicate on a normal basis. And right now, as an example, I mean, I've spent the last number of days with her. We go out on passes because she is in a very good shape at the moment, and she expects to be discharged probably reasonably soon.
Mm-hmm. Ellen, tell me about what this experience does to a family and how you, as a family, cope with it, because it is can be a tremendous, I don't want to say burden, but it can be very, very stressful on a family.
It definitely has its moments. We definitely try to talk about it. There's always sort of a stress involved when she's about to get out of the hospital, especially right now she has an apartment, but in the past there's been nowhere for her to go, so there's always that level of stress. The family has, in most cases, I don't want to say, have really been there for her. So she's been great that she's had the support of the family and a close-knit family for the most part, which has been very lucky for her, because you see many people that don't have that family support.
Mel, tell me about, we're here talking about the planned new mental health facility at VGH. Tell me how it would affect your daughter and how it would help your family.
Tracy's been hospitalized in various facilities around the Vancouver area, and it at the time has been extremely depressing, both for her and for the family. She's been in VGH, she's been at Riverview where she was moved. Her main problem has been that she is so bright and self-sufficient, she believes, that she escapes or leaves or goes, they call it elopement. I prefer to call it going AWOL, but essentially security has been a major problem for retaining Tracy under a medical supervision and care. So she's been moved out to Riverview, which was just a horrendous experience for us. Very little ability to provide her fresh air, exercise. When her last hospitalization was at VGH, she was held in the psychiatric assessment unit, a unit that's intended for a 3 or 4 day assessment, and was held there for 7 weeks, while the newly renovated Willow Pavilion was being made available. And she is now there. It has made a drastic difference to her outlook, her experience on a day-to-day basis. There is a balcony with fresh air that's open with not just windows but the roof, and it's been great sunlight, fresh air. There's an exercise room, there's computers, there's TVs, and our expectation is that this new VGH mental health center will be even one step better. The Willow Pavilion, I believe, is a longer term facility, and the new facility will be relatively shorter term. But that difference is amazing to Tracy, who gets so frustrated.
Well, as I mentioned, we were over there just a few days ago, and it is a very depressing place in terms of getting any sort of treatment. There's no natural light, and these are all things that we're discovering are so necessary. You mentioned fresh air and natural light, and are so necessary for people who have a mental illness.
Absolutely. I mean, Tracy may be, to some extent, an exception to the rule. She is bright, articulate, but absolutely requires stimulation and fitness and exercise. At school, she was a long-distance runner. She's been in swimming programs for years, so she's used to doing a lot of exercise and stimulating herself with exercise. Plus, she wants to go on the internet. She wants to do some programs, and this has just not been available most of the time through her 8 years.
Ellen, tell me, what would you say to people who are listening to the story and want to get involved? How can others help if they want to?
Well, the campaign is about to go into full swing, and we are trying to raise another $10 million on top of the Seagull donation and the government. So if anybody wants to help us out, we would be most grateful. There are websites I can give you. I have my own landing page now as well, and I have a personal goal of $100,000.
Good for you.
Which I would really like some help in getting there. So.
And what is your website?
Mine is tinyurl.com/Ellen Flanders.
Okay, tinyurl.com/Ellen Flanders. Also, if you want to give to mental health, that's the name of the website, strangely enough, givetomentalhealth.ca, if you want to head there and make a donation. And you can also get more information through the VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation. Please help us get this mental health facility built at Vancouver General Hospital, because it is desperately, desperately needed. Thank you.